How do you respond to interruptions? Are you one who's usually gracious and nice to people who interrupt you? Are you sometimes, do you get upset easily when someone interrupts you? Does it depend on what you're doing? I ask that because the grammar we are studying today relates to interruptions. My goal for you today is to be able to use that type of interruption punctuation correctly in writing. And let me clarify that my goal is for you to use hyphens, dashes, and parentheses correctly in writing. So let's start with dashes. Dashes are longer than hyphens. They are the long line, and their job is to show an abrupt break in thought. So for example, this dress, my goodness, is made of silk. So the phrase my goodness, you don't need that in the sentence for the sentence to make sense, but the person wants to emphasize his or her surprise at the fact that it's made of silk. So you add a dash with the phrase you want to add as an interruption, and then you finish the sentence. So I'm going to have you copy a sentence, and I want you to put the dash in the sentence where you think it belongs. Okay, here's the sentence. I want you to take a moment, rewrite this sentence, and I want you to put one dash somewhere where there's an interruption of thought. So please do that now. Okay, if you put the dash here after two, then you were correct. It says, what are you two? And then there's an interruption. Hey, what's that, an old baseball card? So this person was about to say, what are you two doing? But this person also noticed that what they were doing was looking at an old baseball card. So he or she interrupted the train of thought by just ending the first phrase and starting another. So you put the dash to show that here. All right, now I want you to write your own sentence below. I want you to think of another sentence on your own, and I want you to include an interruption with one or two dashes in it. So please do that now. Okay, the next type of interruption, or it's not really an interruption in this case. I guess it is. It's a hyphen, and hyphens are used to interrupt a word in order to carry them to the next line. Now, this often was used in writing. You don't see this really on Word documents anymore because Microsoft Word or Google Docs will automatically just move the full word to the next line. But if you're writing and you run out of space on one line, you can separate the word between syllables. So in order to do that, you need to know that words can be broken up and that they are broken up between syllables. So the one of the rules for syllable breaking or word breaking is only words of two syllables or more may be broken, and at least two letters must be on each line. And then, like I already said, the word also has to be separated between syllables. So here's an example: current. C-U-R is the first syllable, cur. Second syllable is rent, so cur-rent. Also, you'll notice that there are at least two letters in each part. And this word also has at least two syllables. Okay, so same with this. Style-ish, before. Both of these have at least two letters. They're broken between syllables. And let's see. They have at least two syllables. They're at least two letters are in both of them, and we're splitting between syllables. Okay, so just to note, this is what it shouldn't look like. All right, so I want you to go ahead and just practice just one or two words. Break up 1, 2, or 3 words up into their syllables with the hyphens in between them. I'll do one for you here. Tiger. I'll do another one. Repair. Another one. Forfeit. Okay? So do 3 more. All right. You also use hyphens in compound words. Compound words are 2 or more words that make up a single idea or make up a single unit. So examples, self-starter, make-believe. Another one is passers-by or passerby. Okay, not all compound words have hyphens in them, but a lot of them do. So you also use hyphens in compound numbers from 21 through 99. And you use hyphens in spelled out fractions like 1/3 and 2/7. So I want you to take this sentence here. You can put it just below this last instruction, and I want you to add hyphens where you think they belong in this sentence. Okay, so do that now. All right, if you added hyphens where they belong, then you should have put it in between make and believe. You should have put it in between 1 and 3rd. Okay, now I want you to write your own example of this. So just underneath this, just write a new sentence using a compound word with a hyphen, or a compound number with a hyphen, or a spelled out fraction with a hyphen. So do that now. All right, the last example here or the last instruction is with parentheses. So you want to use parentheses to set off material that's only loosely related to the rest of the sentence. Parentheses are a little more fluid with regard to the sentence than dashes. Dashes are a clean, abrupt break in thought, but parentheses are used when there's an interruption, but the words inside the parentheses are still closely related to the rest of the sentence. So example, saddle shoes, which are white with a black stripe, were popular in the 1950s. Okay, I want you to copy the sentence that you see here, and I want you to put parentheses where you think they belong. Okay, if you put the parentheses in the right place, it should be right before the word which and right after the word understand. Okay, now before I have you guys practice with your own sentences more, I want you to copy the sentence you see here. Oops, this is wrong. And I want you to put the correct punctuation marks where you think they belong. So you're going to have parentheses, you're going to have dashes, which I just gave away, and you're going to have hyphens also. So if you did this correctly, if you're done, if you did this correctly, you should have had the dash after we and after anyway. You should have had a hyphen between the 90 and the 9, and then parentheses after, or right before which, and right after, oh, that's why I did it, right after friendly. And it should look like that. Okay, so your job now is to write 5 sentences. You can use any of these rules that you like. I hope that you do try at least one of each rule. Okay, so 5 sentences. Each sentence should use a dash in some way, or a hyphen in some way, or parentheses in some way. Okay, again, you can do all dashes if you want, you can do all hyphens, you can do all parentheses, but I would like you to write 5 sentences using one of those 3 or all 3. You might, to challenge yourself, try one that has all 3 of the punctuation marks in the sentence. All right?